Okay.
Hey guys, it took heckin' forever, but we are back. We're getting players into the lobby now. Hopefully this won't be delayed too long, but not so surprisingly, another ZvZ. And I've been confirmed at this point that the match after this will also be the ZvZ. So Lambo Snoot will be the last thing I think we cast today. So good times.
All right. You know, at least that last ZvZ was pretty entertaining too. I think these two players are a bit more on the macro side of things. You know, they like to take things a bit more standard. But it doesn't mean that it still can't be exciting, ladies and gentlemen. Put your ZvZ caps on and get ready for the ride.
I'm just going to casually tweet to all the casters. Nathanius. Zombie Grub, of course. Wardy. Who else is Rotterdam? Who else is there? Who else is casting?
We said Todd, ZG, Roddy, Nathanius,
hey,
Wardy.
You guys are welcome. There we go. Hang on. Where's the window capture? Risky clicks. Boom.
Wow.
Hey, you guys are welcome. I'll tag Tampa there too. Tweet, done. They're gonna be like, for what? I'm gonna be like, for taking the bullet of all the ZvZs for you.
You know, that's what it is though. We're here. We're take one for the team. Or take how many for the team? 3 or 4?
All of them. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
3, 4, 10, 15. The answer's all of them. Every ZvZ. Yikes. That's a yikes for me, dog.
Yeah.
I think that stretch. I just wish they would have told me this was the plan. I might have called in sick to work today.
Be like, oh, I don't know.
Actually, I'm glad I didn't, because Royal Prospecting blew us the F up, making today very
really
much worthwhile. Thank you again for that. I have to say, thank you for the 23-month resub, shaking things up, waking us up, saying can't wait to see some more ZvZ. Okay, good. I'm glad somebody here is at least appreciating it.
You know what? I am too. I'm so excited right now, Rifkin. Zerg, my favorite race. What better than to see them just banging roaches against each other?
Oh my god, how did I not use this image? I need to redo that tweet. Hang on. Guys, you're gonna watch magic. Alright, let's copy paste that so I don't have to redo it. Delete the tweet. Actually, hold up.
Don't even
I don't
favorite it. Don't bring attention to it.
No, there we go. Alright.
Because still to this day,
I should just edit
tweets.
this and put Zerg as the bullets or something.
You could like a quick Photoshop or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick. Hold up. Because we got time. I guess we're waiting for one of the observers to get in here.
Yep.
Stupid image. Zerg PNG.
Like an infestor cannon shooting out the little Zerg symbols.
No, it's the Quickie Mart robbery scene.
Oh, okay. Yes.
This is gonna be better. This is gonna be, in my opinion, retweet worthy. I'm just saying.
Hey, there's something good. Something good will come out of it, right?
Players say they're ready. Are we allowed to go? Wait, let's see what Stajo says. There's a Carbot laying. I'll add that into the mix to really seal the deal here.
You gotta go full on, man. No holding back. No holding back. You just gotta give it all you got. Go.
Oh, are we allowed to go? All right.
Yeah. I mean, Nerchio can wait though. We got more important things to do.
All right. Well, we don't have a map intro for this one, so enjoy the load screen as I'm tabbed over to the other screen. Doing a terrible Photoshop. Hopefully finishing it up before the game actually starts. Gotta cut off the head of this infestor.
All right. Wub 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 wub. Bwom, bum, 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 bum.
Oh, are you doing our map intro for us right now? Is that what's happening?
Yep, I got this now.
Nice. All right, folks, it's game number 1. It's a best of 5. We're still at the round of 16, of course. And spotted here to the top left side, we've got the blue Zerg, Nerchio. Euronics Gaming.
Okay. And in the bottom right-hand corner, he is our red Zerg player, SortOf.
Tempo, do you know what team he's on? Without looking it up.
I didn't say anything.
But here's the thing. Even after you look it up, how do you see that team name?
I have no idea.
It's like Meloria, I think. I've not heard anyone say it, so I don't know the correct pronunciation.
Oh, is it a new team?
Yeah, he got picked. Him and a couple other people. It was like a bunch of. It was a really weird set of pickups too, because there's like some people I've never heard of. But anyways, yeah. I don't know. Sort of a pretty good player.
Meliora?
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Mesothelioma? I don't know.
It sounds like a medical condition now. Sorta's really good at this matchup, and he has been for a while, and he's one of the Zerg players that was kind of a bit of a wild card for a time, but I think over the last year he's really tightened up. A lot of things that you could maybe criticize him for, I don't think you could do anymore. So it's going to be really interesting to see how he plays ZvZ, but there's another element to this, of course, because it's not just ZvZ, it's Zerg versus Nerchio, who has a really strange history in this matchup of being both amazing and terrible, usually depending on who he's fighting.
Yeah, and how he feels too. He's the type of player too that will do different types of builds. He'll throw in like a 13-12 out of nowhere, and it might seem even a little bit half-assed when he does it sometimes, and it's just like, okay, I just wanted to get this map out of the way, but you know, sometimes you see him and he just shows just so much brilliance in his play, especially when he gets into the mid-game. And his defenses are really good too, right? So if he's getting cheesed, he has some really sick defense. Very interesting that he took this third base this quick.
It's sad Bly's out, by the way, but just as a quick point of reference, Bly and Nerchio have had some of my favorite histories of like ZvZs. Just period throughout the I guess history of ZvZ, frankly.
Not only just the games, but like the banter. You can tell that Nerchio sometimes doesn't quite appreciate the way that Bly approaches the game. And it's so funny to like just hear it.
All right, there we go. Tweets out. Finally, Photoshop.
Oh, man.
Totally worth it.
Go.
I think you'll like the picture.
The most important. Refresh.
All right.
Nice. Retweeted immediately.
That's exactly how I feel about today.
Yep.
But at any rate, while the series we just witnessed with True and Bly was a little bit weird and frankly different, Bly opting to like never go for Zergling speed, we have a game now where both players have gone for Zergling speed, and both players are looking for Baneliness, and I think both players are going to play this a little bit more close to the vest as far as what you would expect from a ZvZ. This leads into like even trades, leads into roaches, and so forth and so forth.
It does, and the only real difference here was how quickly Nerchio decided to go for that third. And I mean, when you're gonna both go for standard play, any little way to get an advantage is going to at least show here when you're at such a high level of play. And look at that, the speed, finishing up about the same time for both players, and sort of actually gets the upper hand in that trade. Not really a big deal though.
So I was giggling.
Look at this, man.
Nathanius has already replied to the tweet. Love you, Grammy.
So did ZG.
Oh, did ZG? I gotta refresh that. Yeah, they know what's up. They know that they got the good matches. This attack, though, at Nerchio proving to be a little problematic for SortOf. He's not quite got the creep spread, so the Queens are having some troubles getting over here, and they can't extend too far, or they're gonna get surrounded. And if they get surrounded, they're gonna get killed. And Nerchio comes in with the Bailey's to wash off any Zerglings his opponent may have, but SortOf dodges. Oh my god.
Whoa. Holy moly, yep, Nerchio getting a really sick advantage in the beginning there, taking out two of the queens. A Baneling is going to blow up on the bit of a line, and drones are falling, Rifkin. So many drones are falling. 8.
Yeah, this went really well for Nerchio. He's got a pretty distinct lead off of this, not just through workers and not because he maintains his army supply, but the queen's going down. Tempo, he doesn't have excess queens. He's got the one in the main. That's a huge amount of injects missing. SortOf's going to be floating some money because he just won't be able to spend it. He won't have the larva for it.
Yeah, and you would have thought that he was going to hold it there. It just seemed like his Banelings were just a tad bit late, and SortOf down by at least 10 drones before, has caught up to about 5 down. And I mean, Nerchio's going to continue to put the pressure on unless he runs into Bane.
So close to being a huge mistake.
That would have been big. That would have allowed SortOf to get some breathing room.
Unfortunately, mistakes that happen in Acid Plant don't stay on Acid Plant. That loss would follow you to the next round, and that's not something Nerchio wants to let happen.
No, not at all. Nerchio had a really sick engagement in the beginning. Does not want to let go of that lead. And now with the Banelings coming from behind, this might prompt Nerchio to just keep on going into the main and natural of SortOf, who's making nothing but lings right now. But eventually he is going to fall behind because he doesn't have those injects. He doesn't have the economy behind it either. Wow.
Yeah, if this was a game where SortOf wanted to just super all in, so look, I lost the workers, I gotta cause that. Oh, reverse damage!
Yep.
Then maybe that was possible, but with just eating the Baneling hit, shaving off half of his Zergling force, that's no longer an option, and now he's just simply down in workers.
Yeah, and they're both going for the same thing. Nerchio ahead. He has the lair up already. He's going to be getting road speed. He's going to be getting +1 at least if he decided to go for the Evo chamber. I didn't see him research anything. I think he just has been focusing on the lanes and then is just now starting to get that gas mining. Wow. Yeah, SortOf is in a rough spot right now. He has to deal with so many lings and he's trying to just stabilize right now.
It's... I just feel like as good as your micro may be, the macro is still going to hold strong. He tries to get a sneaky, cheeky attack up there, but Nerchio's actually the one who landed the hit. I'm sorry, guys, we missed it. 14 drones died, 12 of which were in the natural base of SortOf. Now down to 32 workers to 59. Now the roaches come across the map and SortOf has an initial burst of supply lead. This could possibly get some damage done to Nerchio, but let's keep in mind, Nerchio's going to have to lose 30-something workers just to even up the game.
Oh, that is insane. And yeah, Nerchio, he knows that this is coming. He sees
tempo.
Overlord. Yeah.
You know what's odd?
What?
Every other number.
God damn, yo, you just hit me from the blind side on some Sandra Bullock stuff. We haven't had enough of those today.
No, we haven't. Spine Car's coming down and tell me Nerchio's a little bit worried about this. I think he knows his production's just going to be slower. So this is a really smart move. It's not too costly, and he knows he's got the workers to do this.
Yeah, and he gets the spread. He knows that SortOf is all in. He has no more options.
Baits are baits. Baits hit the roaches. Splash damage is good on Nerchio. A lot of these roaches are very soft and very weak.
Yeah, the Spine Crawler not really adding here unless he goes to the third. But with the defender's advantage.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit much. And that Spine, I didn't think would play a role in the fight, but it just slaughtered a roach. Advances the second one forward. SortOf's probably going to tap out as soon as he recognizes that. Yeah, GG. Nerchio dominated that matchup. Holy cow.
What a game. Yeah, and that is the Nerchio that you expect to see here at a WCS event. Just putting on the pressure in the beginning and then never letting up, having perfect control, getting an awesome early advantage and never letting go. So definitely applauding him showing up here. He this is the Nerchio you were talking about. You know, it's like either he looks really good in the matchup or kind of like meh.
Well, so that's the thing, though. I don't think Nerchio's bad at the matchup. Don't get me wrong. Nerchio's not bad at ZvZ. What Nerchio's bad at is certain players in ZvZ.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But hang on. Let's get these invites out here.
Already there. So we're going to be going to Black-Pink. It's going to be the second map. Nerchio takes a very quick one. It's kind of funny that all of the ZvZs that we had cast, that is the first time that we really went into a standard Ling Bane battle.
But still ended up with roaches because it's StarCraft 2.
That's how it goes, pretty much, right? Yeah.
All right, we're just gonna take a second, make sure we got everybody in here. I think we're good. Last calls.
Yep, I'm here. Poland, English.
Just more like I don't know what all the other observers are doing, but I think we're good. So let's just hop into a Black-Pink. See you guys on the map. All right, folks, welcome back. Game number 2 in this best of 5. He's down 1 at the moment, but he's hardly out. To the top right, we have a very talented Zerg player. It's none other than SortOf.
And in the bottom left-hand corner, taking game number 1, it is our blue Zerg player, Nerchio. representing Euronix Gaming as well as Poland.
Stasia just saw the tweet with me. Yo, Stasia, I don't know if you were in charge of this or not, but I'm wagging my finger at you
it's
too,
totally
man.
His fault.
You're part of the problem.
Always blame him.
I will say this though, honest to God, guys, as much as we might want to meme about ZvZs, I will say I'm glad we didn't get the TVT. Well, Special and Euthermal are fantastic players, and I'm sure that might be a good match. TVT has become a match of Cyclone versus Cyclone, and I find it very uninteresting, and it doesn't feel as good to watch as Marine Tank does. So, this is the rarest ZvZ I will take over. I think of that one. But the last match we should be casting after this will be Lambo versus Snoot, and I think that's what wraps up for the English stream. I don't know if they want us to do any of the round of 8 or not, but we are, 4 best of 5s very least, and 3 of which are ZvZs. So, hopefully you guys are enjoying the show so far.
Yeah, well, very, very standard opener once again out of both. No one trying to get that quick W here just yet. I assume, though, when we do get to a point, or if we get to a point where one of them are up by 2, they would probably throw in that little cheddar, but I believe right now, yeah, we're just seeing very, very standard openers. It worked out for Nerchio last time, so hey, let's try it again.
Actually, that's an interesting mentality I want to dive into more one day about StarCraft 2 players, where when you do get up 2 in the series, is it worthwhile, like mentally speaking, to try and finish it off, do the coup de grace and just go for cheese in that game, or are you better off not risking it and doing what won the first 2 games for you type thing?
That's what I'm thinking too, right? And we see so many players do that where they're like, yo, let's get this quick win on game number 3, and that's usually what sets it in the other direction. So I think
I'm sorry, what?
It isn't worth it to do that.
What did you say just now?
What did I say, something bad?
I don't know, that's why I'm asking. I thought you just said the other erection.
I was saying that it what? I was saying that it isn't worth it. Like, if you think about it, if you won the first 2 games, why go ahead and do the cheese, right? And have it set off in the other direction. When you lose by trying to get the quick win, and then you just lose, and then it sets you up to have the reverse sweep happen.
You know, direction does make a lot more sense. I'm not going to pretend like I am of sound mind right now, guys. I got 1 hour's sleep between yesterday's stream and today. It is currently 4:22 in the AM, and apparently I am my head's up my bum's what it is. Gotta get my head out of the gutter.
I don't know. I want to hear what I really want to know. The words that just circled your mind and penetrated them.
Just remove the D, which is the irony of what you said.
I'm sorry.
All right, Bailey nests are taken for both, and I guess we'll see another similar scuffle. Control was pretty good, and frankly, you can be amazing at Ling Bane Wars, but you are eventually statistically going to take a bad hit, and that was unfortunately what we saw out of SortOf in that last game. He took a real bad Baneling hit to stop full momentum.
Yeah. And that's what you need to do in this matchup, especially when you are trying to drone up. It is the game of drones, so you try to sneak in a few drones during these engagements. As you see that, yeah, you're never going to see like a big round of them.
That is the mark of a really, like, there's a good Zerg player and there's a great Zerg player. And the good Zerg player can win a game. The great Zerg player takes these fights and still manages to sneak in 1 drone every cycle of lings. 2 drones here and there. Not like a big cluster of 10 at the end of the fight.
Exactly. So, this Baneling gonna find nothing over here from SortOf, but he does get 2 lings. Not the best trade there, but here we go. Finally getting something worth it.
Zerg and Sop on top of these 2 Banelings. If they can trade 2 for 1 or 1 for 1, that's not too bad.
Nope, not it's all right.
Oh, SortOf, please.
Gosh, it's always such a big risk when you have your lings going up a ramp. You have to assume that your opponent is gonna be.
You know what? Yeah? That's a fair point, but he had 3 lings seeing what happened that were past the Baneling, which he then turned around to go back into. That was miscontrol.
I'm trying to, yeah, I know. It happens to the best of us.
Is there a Mr. Control?
Whoa. I wonder. I'd be Mr. Control. Mr. Control seems to be at least all over the place. Definitely finds your way onto my stream a lot.
Need to lock her down, dude. Put a ring on that finger. Roaches are out there, so bailing should no longer continue to be a problem. He should be able to just easily snipe these off. Of course, for SortOf, he's got his own bailings to wash off lings from his roaches. So for Nerchio, this is kind of a stopping point, but he might be able to sneak in some bailings. He did last game. Goodness knows we barely didn't even see it. So SortOf is going to really keep his eyes open.
You really have to, and just having Overlord spread does help that out, but sometimes it is just so sneaky.
Woo! Oh, man, he dodges the bailings actually really well. Nerchio on top of the drones, gets some good splashes. These lings can execute them. 4 workers go down. Meanwhile, SortOf's opting to push. Oh, the queen died too. That was a nice pick off. But can he hold? Can he hold at home? That's what matters.
SortOf has been making roaches this whole time. Nerchio has just now started his roach production, so we are seeing 17-8, but Defender's advantage will allow Nerchio to eventually catch up if he doesn't lose too many in the initial trade.
Oh
my gosh.
No transfuses on these queens, but I think he's got this on the whole. The defense is looking pretty solid. The roaches are taking a decent fight. And let's not forget, Nerchio has, as just mentioned, the +1 weapon upgrade here. But surrounded by lings and a lot of roaches coming in, he still has a lot to fight off. I think Defender's advantage should get this, though.
I believe so, too. With more of these units coming in, and also coming from multiple directions, it is just buying time, because SortOf isn't really committing to hugging the roaches at the top of the ramp. He doesn't have the numbers, and he doesn't have the upgrade, as you mentioned. +1 done for Nerchio, and not being done for SortOf means that even in equal trades with this Defender's advantage, it's just really nothing that SortOf can do to break on through, unless he has overwhelming numbers. He does, at least, on the army tab, but most of that is lings, so it's not necessarily as good as it looks.
I think this is the Ravagers being targeted down. That was the biggest advantage, of course. Corsair Biles may have been able to just tip the scales, but still, as the roach numbers hold strong, let's not forget, Nerchio's mining with 7 more drones over SortOf on the back end of it. He's actually going to pull the workers to try and seal the deal? Oh, that's necessary.
Just the amount? Yeah, he pulls nearly just the amount of workers that he has an advantage with. And,
so sick. That's such a sick read.
It is. I mean, he's done so much to devastate the third base of SortOf that he knows that he can do this. Jumping on top with these upgrades. He has more Ravagers. Even hits the ones that are morphing in.
I think Nerchio's got this. Finally starting to lock it down. SortOf starting to really dwindle. Both supplies are still even, but that's where the +1 weapons advantage really starts shining through. Not that it wasn't already. And of course, Nerchio, despite pulling those drones, didn't actually use them. So he's good, man. He's still got those workers. His speed's done any second now.
The fact that he was able to sneak in +1 and a lair and speed is really impressive, because SortOf is just now starting his lair. So, wow, definitely Nerchio on top of his game right now. These roaches are screwed. They're not getting home.
Run, little roaches. This does present a small problem, though. Nerchio may have left himself exposed. No, he left a lot of roaches at home, too. So these slings running by won't get away with too much. They won't get away with anything.
At all. SortOf tried to drone up to get some kind of advantage, but he's going to find himself with a little bit of a lack of army, and G to the G.
Well, every series we've cast so far has started with a 2-0 for a player to bounce back for 1 game. We'll see if that can possibly happen here for SortOf.
Yeah, for his sake.
We're going to another very standard map, though. Catalyst will be map 3. Hopefully this won't be the grave site of SortOf.
Hopefully not. You know, nobody likes to go out 3-0 or 0-3.
Oh, what is my hair doing? Why did nobody point it out to me? Ugh.
See, I would be having your back, but I can't see you. You have the stream here. Oh, you're like a little, oh, you know, you got that, like...
yeah, I don't know what you would call it.
You did that on purpose, man. You're just waiting for somebody to comment on it.
No. Get that out. Yo, since you got stream open, do you know what my hat is? I can show you the words on the top and maybe a bigger hint. Pull that down a bit.
I see the heart, though, yeah. All I see is the... Is it Kingdom Hearts? No.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, it is. Hey! Yeah.
I was at Walmart, like, during Christmas, just doing some, like, last-second shopping, and I saw Kingdom Hearts hoodie, or a beanie. So I'm trying to remember. It's beanie for America, right? That's what you guys call it?
Beanie, yeah. What do you call it, toque?
Yeah, toque. Saw me a good-looking toque. Had to go get it. I love Kingdom Hearts, man.
Yeah, I only played the first one, though. And then I also played the Game Boy Advance card one.
The first one? Dude, Kingdom Hearts 2 is what it's all about.
Really? I never played it, man.
Dude, the music,
my
the
sister
intro,
broke my
the
damn
story.
PS2. Yeah, my
dude.
PS2 broke. I was mad as hell. It was yeah, I had Kingdom Hearts, and I never even beat it because I lost my memory card and broke my PS2. So I have a couple games on PS2 that I never got to beat. Final Fantasy X being one of them. I got to the last boss and I never beat it because I lost my memory card.
Is it because you couldn't remember where you put it? All right, we're getting in the game. It's Catalyst. Recover tempo. Survive. Welcome back, folks. We are in game 3, but it's also match point. Spawning to the top left, rocking a 2-0 lead and looking for a 3-0 victory. We have the blue Zerg player, Nerchio.
And in the bottom right-hand corner on his last legs, it is SortOf. Yeah, and I mean, he went to Korea, right? He tried to qualify for Codes. He ended up making it. But did get knocked out in the round of 32, if I remember correctly. So, of course, it would be a shame if he were to get knocked out here. Definitely wants to have that training get put to use.
I don't know if it'd be a shame. Guy gets to play in both GSL and WCS. Meanwhile,
Yep.
Koreans are region locked. They can't play in WCS.
Yeah.
Thinking
Pretty
face.
good life. Pretty good life, yeah, as a European.
By the way, big thank you to Ali Rice. Sorry, Condoleezza Rice? No, Laris _ for that 18-month resub. So sad I can't be there, but glad I can still wake up and watch.
Woo!
I hope you like Zerg Girl. I know you like Zerg Girl.
I know she does too. Yeah, she loves ZvZ.
There's only Zerg here.
Well, this is
tweet?
interesting though.
Someone like that tweet again.
Remember we were talking about when you're up by 2, you do the early pool or something like that? Well, SortOf is down by 2, and he's the one that's trying to change it up a bit, realizing that going hatch gas pool against Nerchio just wasn't cutting it.
This kind of pool is nice. I like this kind of pool because this can get you some damage and get you ahead without overcommitting, and you can still play macro off of it.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if he'll stick on the hatchery. The preference here lately seems to be get the hatchery kill, though. A lot of players used to just get this low, then duck into the main and hope for the best. But more recently, we're seeing more and more players actually go for the straight-up kill. Nerchio's not underreacting, though. Well, he might be overreacting, actually. Spinecrawler comes down. The drones are pulled. He's trying to save the hatchery.
Yep.
The spine would be necessary if there's a bigger follow-up, but sort of, he's got a limited amount of lings. He has gone back into droning back at home behind this.
Yeah, and if he gets any damage done here, this is going to be great for him. He's already got 2 drones. Not going to be able to kill that hatchery, but can he get anything else?
I really like the cancel on that spine. That, of course, he does pretty much have this under wraps. Doesn't lose the other drone. Ooh. Ooh.
What was he at 1? Yeah, that was at 2.
So
holy moly.
Yeah, total 2 drone kills. This could have been more. The hatchery lives. Big problems to be said. Even though SortOf does have his own hatchery and does even up the worker count, he is behind. And the problem for Nerchio, though, is that he doesn't have enough units to do much. He might pick off one of the queens here at most. But until speed's done, he's very limited on what he can do. But he might not even get one queen.
Being safe with the spine. This is a cool style, though, when you follow it up with a multiple queens and a spine crawler. Nerchio, I think, is smart enough of a player to not go all in off of it and just realize that, unless SortOf takes a third, it's going to be really hard for me to break.
I think SortOf just
but he canceled the spine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then maybe he could, because with the spine, it's a lot harder, but...
No, I think Nerchio is going to play this a little bit closer to the vest. He knows that he's feeling a little bit ahead. He's got his third base down, and he will likely just police SortOf's attempt to take a third. SortOf, in the meantime, does throw the Roach Warren down on the front wall, and if Nerchio peeks back in, which he's not, he will see this and know that SortOf may skip this phase of the game altogether.
Right. I think he just doesn't want any part of it. It hasn't been going his way in the past 2 games, so... Starting it off with a bit of aggression and then just skipping it, getting the queens out, forcing Nerchio to be on the defensive at first. And now he's invested into Zergling speed that, oh, is actually going to work for him here, because sort of went onto the map with slowlings. Down they go. And yeah, you're not breaking that, my friend. I think Nerchio didn't even bother to go for the Baneling Nest, right? He skipped it and went for Roach. Smart move.
Fast layer coming out of SortOf, though.
Very. Just going to go for that +1 timing, perhaps? Because he does not have a third base.
He's got enough gases here that I kind of wish he would almost go for a Spire and try and shake things up. Fourth gas being taken as we speak, but that Bly style playing is fairly limited. Not a lot of players will do it.
Yeah, I think the problem here too is that Nerchio has taken a third base fast enough that he would be able to get a drone advantage and then match the roaches that SortOf would even have, especially because he's going to have the upgrades too, so SortOf can't just go for a +1 roach push and try to kill Nerchio. I just don't think he's going to have enough economy to back it up. Oh! Okay. Yeah, he simply won't. Unless it's a Nidus play with a lot of queens and Nerchio over drones, I think, yeah, Nerchio's definitely ahead here. No doubt about it. Even if SortOf does have
So he goes in for the drone kill, denying that base. Nice. Very nice. And then he's going to be able to run through, get that scouting, see the lair. Hopefully. Hopefully.
Whoop. Swoop the whoop. And shoot this is the hero Ling right there. So good. Nerchio, yeah. In full form right now. SortOf is on the back foot, and if he tries to go for this, I just don't see him keeping up. So, like you said, even going for the Spire might be a good idea, but it also makes me think, yeah, is he just going to die to a Roach counterattack if he doesn't make enough Roaches for it? So,
I think that was one of the...
between a rock and a hard place, man.
Well, so this is one of the interesting indicators, for the matchup. Nerchio gets in there with the Zergling. He scouts what's going on. He knows he just denied the third again. He sees the Roach Warden. He saw Roach just spawning. And he still continues to drone. I think a lesser player who's less confident in his play would have just immediately started pumping at his own Roaches, which Nerchio is now starting to do, but he has secured an almost, what's his 11 worker lead. And this is really nice if he gets to play this out. It's not going to directly translate, but in about 5 minutes, we're going to see those numbers really vastly different.
Right. Even being ahead in the upgrade, only by a little bit, but it's just the fact of being this good at the matchup at this point in the game. You realize when you can drone and when you can't. How can you take an advantage by getting that third base and then droning it up just enough so that you overwhelm on the defense? Gives you the chance to counterattack as well, but if you overdrone, you die, and this is a very delicate balance that Nerchio has definitely had a lot of experience in crafting. So I believe SortOf, yeah,
you know what?
Just gonna try.
SortOf has been lacking scouting information himself. We can look at a lot at Nerchio and scrutinizing because of his vision, but SortOf doesn't know anything in terms of layer time. He's tech. Is there a Spire? Is there a Nidus Worm? So he actually pulls everything back while he chases around this Overseer, which in turn allows Nerchio to actually position himself on the map because he wasn't doing anything sneaky and cheeky and weird. It was just straight up Roaches.
Well, he gets a good concave here, but SortOf does have a good amount of Roaches here. There's no upgrade lead, but the reinforcements of Nerchio are going to arrive.
I'm not sure if this is a good fight to take or not. Let's not forget, SortOf's also very close to finishing a +1 Carapace, which would give him 1-1 over Nerchio. Yeah, realizing this and recognizing it, he starts falling back. This was a good attack, though, nonetheless, not because of the army trades, but 3 Roaches down here managed to pick off 9 drones while this was going on. So Nerchio continuing to extend that lead. In fact, going back to the income graph here, we should see a very large spike in the blue in the favor of our northern Zerg.
Yep. You saw almost get caught up, but SortOf was like right there. And then he loses all of those drones, and he has to make the decision whether he makes them or just tries to overwhelm. But I do not see him overwhelming in the roast department, so it's gonna have to be on some tactical play. Whether he does the similar stuff that Nerchio's doing by sending off a few Roaches, or, you know, whether it be just burrow Roaches or something like that. Getting Hydras quicker, but it looks like Nerchio is the one that's gonna transition into Hydras first. Ooh. Killing the rocks.
You know, the upgrade discrepancy here isn't terrible, but it still does favor SortOf, so Nerchio's gotta be a little bit careful. I do like this, though. He was once again trying to just hope to distract SortOf on the wrong side and sneak in with 3 Roaches again. This is very similar to the tactics we see with Tunneling Claws, just without the Tunneling Claws.
Without it, yeah.
The regular claws.
This is the regular kind, not the Digging Claws either, but it seems like light, nice little multi-pronged aggression from SortOf. He's trying to give Nerchio a taste of his own medicine. And he might get a little bit of something done here, actually. That's a big army from Nerchio trying to deal with only 5 roaches.
What was the reach on that spine crawler as we panned over? Jesus. I think it was reaching across the entire screen.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the numbers are favoring Nerchio so much.
This could be it. SortOf
Yeah?
eating a lot of corrosive vials, and Nerchio's dodging them masterfully. This is a big problem. That's a lot of extra damage, 60 per shot. Nerchio just now eats a big one to the face, but I think between Defender's advantage and the control here, this is very much a Nerchio game. In fact, it's a Nerchio series. GG.
Straight, masterful play. Control. Yeah, Nerchio is definitely in form right now, so...
Well,
Sucks to
guys,
see SortOf go off like that, but
yeah, it's sad to see. But you know what? SortOf doesn't walk away from this empty-handed. A lot of cash in pocket from this placement, plus some WCS points to start off the year is not too bad. However, Nerchio will advance to that round of 8. Nerchio is a guy I would love to see go even further in this tournament. I've actually had the pleasure of interviewing him not once but twice while we're at some of these events, and he's probably got the best personality, in my opinion, as far as some of these pros go. Whether you like him or hate him, he's a colorful person. That much is for sure. But guys, we're gonna go to a break. This may be a long break. I don't know. The last match here is gonna be Lambo versus Snoot. This is actually really intriguing to me. Lambo got a lot of wins yesterday that I did not think Lambo would get. I've been a big Lambo advocate for a while. In fact, some of our most hated YouTube comments come from me being on hashtag Team Lambo. I think Snoot's got a very good ZvZ. I think Lambo's got a chance to upset here. If I'm guessing, like if I'm gonna be honest, I give it like a 40% Lambo, 60% Snoot odds. At least that's how I would feel.
yeah, that's reasonable, yeah.
But either way, we're gonna go to break, and when we get back, we'll have that last match. So I don't know how long the break will be. I hope you guys will stick with us, but we'll see you in a little bit.